Hey, it's Rob here. Throughout 2025, I've been uploading 2-minute movie reviews to shorts and reels for all the new movies I watched in the year. Though a lot of folk don't watch short form content at all, so I thought it'd be a good idea to collate the reviews 5 at a time in videos like this. This video contains reviews 21 through 25. By this point, I was really in my groove. Watch a movie, write the review, record it, and edit it, all in my phone using LumaFusion, but getting more and more comfortable with the process. The reviews ahead are for War of the Worlds 2025, Dogman, The Conjuring Last Rites, The Bad Guys 2, and One Battle After Another. 2 DreamWorks movies, a big horror franchise, and the best and worst films I saw this year. Okay, time to rip the band-aid off. Let's start with the worst film of the year. Everything you've heard about this movie? Not true. It's actually much worse. War of the Worlds 2025 released straight to Amazon Prime Video this year, but apparently Universal was sitting on it since like 2020. It's the first feature-length film from Rich Lee, known for directing music videos for artists like Eminem, Maroon 5, and the Black Eyed Peas. I just watched it and look, there's no sugarcoating it. This is the worst movie of the year, maybe even the worst of the decade. The acting, atrocious across the board. Ice Cube reads his lines like they're his first time ever reading them, and I'm sorry Roderick fans, even Devin Bostic sucks here. The filmmaking is terrible and uninspired, the editing is so bad it makes Bohemian Rhapsody seem good, the music is forgettable, the visual effects look like something out of a PS2 game. None of it looks good. The plot is laughable at best. Every plot twist is predictable, and even as an adaptation of War of the Worlds, it's just awful. And the product placement for Amazon is just shameless. Adam Sandler wouldn't shill this much. Amazon literally saves the day. It's pathetic. Even the message, it's totally incoherent. It's trying to comment on surveillance culture, but it can't figure out which side it lands on. I think it's trying to say that mass surveillance is bad, but then every problem in the film is solved by it. War of the Worlds 2025 is a very rare kind of bad movie. For all the complaints I have about Hollywood and big budget movies, there's usually at least something that's done competently. Like, Cats 2019 was horrible, but a real effort was made to at least make the songs listenable, or the Borderlands movie was abysmal, but the production design was actually pretty decent. But War of the Worlds, it does nothing right. Everything about the movie isn't just awkward or bad, it's pathetic. The only good thing about it is that because it's so bad, so pathetic, it's actually funny. But that's not enjoyment, that's schadenfreude. That's the cinematic equivalent of laughing at a little kid fall off a bicycle. It may be the worst movie I've ever seen. Or at the very least, the worst Hollywood movie featuring actual movie stars I've ever seen. I can't give this movie any score other than a straight up 0 out of 10. And yet, I can't help but recommend it. Get some friends around, order some pizza, and put this on. Start riffing on it, make jokes together. You'll have so much fun. I guarantee it. The silliest movie of the year. Dogman is a 2025 film from DreamWorks based on the popular Dogman book series by Dav Pilkey. I saw this ages ago, but wanted to film the review before The Bad Guys 2 comes out. I'm actually very familiar with Dogman. I work at a library and the Dogman books are ridiculously popular. We can't keep them on the shelves, man. They do Diary of a Wimpy Kid numbers. It was cool to see a movie was announced, but I was really curious how they'd approach it, because Dogman, and anything by Dav Pilkey, has a very particular sense of humor and visual style. And honestly, they nailed that style perfectly. It's one of those movies that really feels like a perfect adaptation of the source material. The animation is so colorful and lively and just filled to the brim with charm, matching the book's visual style to a T. And the characters themselves are great. Dogman is lovably goofy, Petey is so much fun to watch, and Lil Petey is perfect. I won't hear a bad thing about him. And it's also really funny. The jokes, even if they're a little lowbrow or childish, made me laugh the whole way through. So many good sight gags, meta jokes, and slapstick. It's one of the funniest films of the year. And rather impressively, despite having such a zany world, the film still has a consistent logic to it, pretty much perfectly the logic of a kid. I've never seen a movie do that before, not as well as Dogman does it. I don't know if I've ever seen a film so earnestly and specifically for kids, to the point where if you're an adult or too sophisticated, it could easily be way too manic and too childish for you. It's got a very distinct energy, and I know that that won't be for everyone. Heck, even for me, some jokes didn't land and it could get a little too silly for me to follow. And getting into serious film critique, the pacing is kind of bad. The film is either at breakneck speed or it's so slow that they break the fourth wall to do a montage joke. It's a deliberate choice, but it still hurts the flow. And while I'm nitpicking a kid's film, the story is very predictable. I'm not looking for M. Night Shyamalan or anything, but some kind of surprise would have been nice. But in spite of that, I still really loved it. It's one of my favorite animated films of the year, and I'm feeling an 8 out of 10. I'll admit, Dogman isn't a masterpiece, but it's well animated, hilarious, and your kids are gonna love it. Can we all agree that the real villains of the movie are the grandparents who thought that butt-ugly mirror would be a good gift for a teenager? The Conjuring Last Rites is the 4th installment in the Conjuring franchise, and at this stage it's most likely the last installment too. I'm not really a horror guy, I saw this on a date, and unfortunately the movie left us both underwhelmed. It's not awful, like the acting is rock solid, Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga are great, they're so comfortable in the roles and their chemistry is excellent. And we get some creative and creepy scares. I won't go into spoilers, but at the heart of the movie is a haunted mirror, so the filmmaking uses a lot of mirrors and reflections for its scares, and they do it really well. One in particular, a character is in a dressing room and the mirrors are doing that infinite reflection thing, and dude, there's a moment there that gave me actual, genuine chills, a really fantastic moment of horror. Sadly, the rest of the scares just didn't really land. They either played the horror too safe and didn't rattle me, or I was just hit with these unfair, unpredictable jump scares. Like that, it's just a cheap shot. And the climax didn't work for me at all. Firstly, at one point the damn mirror starts spinning like a Beyblade and it's too funny to be scary, and then they use the power of family to save the day and it's just so lame. And there's no stakes, it's based on a true story. Ed and Lorraine were real people, and I know they lived another 40-ish years after this. I never felt like they were in danger. No one was ever in danger. The biggest problem for me though is that the film is just so inconsistent. It felt like you're changing the channel between two different movies, the haunted house stuff and the Warren family drama stuff. And they don't coincide until about 90 minutes in either. The Warrens don't arrive at the haunted house until much later. Is this what all the Conjuring movies are like? I haven't seen the others. I have no idea what they were thinking with the Warrens plot either. They're doing a whole future son-in-law trying to earn dad's approval for marriage thing. I actually really liked it. It was charming and fun and the actors sold it really well, but this is not the right movie for that. This is supposed to be The Conjuring, but these moments feel like they're ripped out of a Ben Stiller romantic comedy. Unfortunately, I was left rather frustrated by The Conjuring Last Rites. It's put together well, there's some good scares, but it's so wildly inconsistent. I'm feeling a 4 out of 10 for this, but look, if you like the franchise, I think you'll definitely like this too. The ending caps things off really nicely. Damn, this one is going to turn so many people into furries. The Bad Guys 2 is the new animated film from DreamWorks, weirdly the second film from DreamWorks this year, based on a popular kids graphic novel series where the main character is an anthropomorphic canine and the main villain is an anthropomorphic feline. If I had a nickel, right? It might be my favorite animated film of the year too. To start, the voice acting is great. Sam Rockwell, Mark Maron, Zazie Beetz, all the returning actors do a fantastic job, and the newcomers are all great too. And the animation is just wonderful. The movements are so snappy and exaggerated, and the visual style is so cartoonish and playful, but it's also so damn slick. It's channeling the smooth energy of a Steven Soderbergh movie, but amplifying it with the power of animation. The action is fun, the scale is immense, the whole thing is so snappy and fast-paced, and so much fun to watch. And the comedy. Honestly, I think the comedy of the first movie was a little hit or miss for me. Too many fart jokes with Mr. Piranha, or parts where the joke is just Mr. Shark being annoying. It's still there in the sequel, but it's been dialed back a lot, so now we get new jokes, like the great romance jokes between Mr. Snake and the Bird Lady. Though, damn, this is TG. I'm not used to animated characters being so overtly, let's say, flirtatious. And for flirting, we get a lot more in the romance between Mr. Wolf and Diane, and what can I say, they're a cute couple, and what the film does with the characters is pretty satisfying. Generally, I think this sequel improves in the first film, but it's also let down in some aspects too. For one, there are too many characters now. Yeah, the new ones are fun, but now no one gets any development here. As a result, there's not really any room for good character arcs. The first film gave Mr. Wolf a great arc, but this one plays it like he's tempted to go back to being bad, but they honestly don't go hard enough and you never believe that he's even considering it. And I found the ending really strange too. I won't reveal too much because of spoilers, but it just feels like setting up for the next sequel was more important than making a good ending. But even though they tripped at the last hurdle, The Bad Guys 2 is pretty handily my favorite animated film of the year so far. Feeling an 8 out of 10, maybe a 9 on this. It's a great film, just do yourself a favor, avoid the fan art for it. Unless you're into that sort of thing. But after this one, I really felt like having a few small beers. One battle after another is the new film from Paul Thomas Anderson, whose filmography is basically nothing but absolute bangers, and this new film, reportedly his best film to date. At least, that's what I heard going into the film. Nothing but stellar reviews. I'm talking 4.4 stars on Letterboxd, at one point 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, that sort of thing. The hype was real with this one. I saw it in its first week of release, and I've been struggling with how to write this review since then, and on paper it should be easy, because the film is incredible. The movie has the year's best performances. Leonardo DiCaprio is absolutely magnetic as Bob, an ex-revolutionary, now a overprotective dad living a life of drug-fueled paranoia. and Chase Infinity plays his daughter. This is her first ever role in a feature film, and my god, she's absolutely brilliant here. Definitely one to keep an eye on. And even then, it's the supporting cast that steals the show. Benicio del Toro is so charismatic and hilarious here, and my god, Sean Penn. He gives an all-timer performance as the movie's villain, Captain Lockjaw. Seriously, he's insane in this movie. It's one of the craziest performances I've ever seen. And the filmmaking is absolutely sublime too. The cinematography, it's so gorgeous and unique. The soundscape, the effects, the music. Johnny Greenwood's score gives the film such a unique vibe and makes everything feel so heightened and tense at the same time. And the plot, it's so exciting. Just a constant thrill ride from start to finish. Maybe too thrilling. Just under 3 hours of tension. I was a little exhausted by the end. And yet it's so easy to follow as well. I was never left confused or frustrated. And it's also just so funny. This is the funniest Leo has ever been. His scenes on the phone had me crying laughing. The way the comedy is balanced so well with the thrills, it's a masterwork. Make no mistake, the film is excellent and probably on a technical level, the best film of the year. But I don't think it's perfect. I think all my criticisms kind of come down to the villainous group of the film. I think they're just too silly. I definitely appreciate making white supremacists look like the out-of-touch idiots they are, but anytime I heard the words Christmas Adventurers Club, it pulled me out of the film. And that's honestly it for my criticisms of the movie. One battle after another. 9 out of 10. It's one of the best movies you'll see this year. Please go see it if you haven't already. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, it'd be really cool if you could click like and subscribe to the channel. It helps out so much. Tell me in the comments, which of these movies was your favorite? The War of the Worlds review did really well for me, but One Battle After Another, that review absolutely tanked. The algorithm did not smile upon me there. The next collection of reviews features not just one, but 2 Oscar bait biopics. One starring Jeremy Allen White and the other starring Dwayne Johnson, so stick around for that. Until next time, peace!